We are running a test from the studio here. Hopefully you guys like it. I actually got a new microphone today, which is pretty impressive because I hardly ever spend money on equipment like this. It's been a while at least since, because you had the microphones that we compiled over many years. And if you listen to my filmmaking tutorial on just basically getting things and compiling them over years, you don't really need a lot. Biggest purchase was earlier this year, this computer that I had for Christmas. And I ordered it for Christmas, but it came in like January, so it still counts as this year. And on top of that, the microphone that I just ordered, and I got two of them now, this is the first time that we're testing out. So I really hope this audio comes out really well. You'll know it. But since we're here on the Minicast, I am going to say a few things, and I'm going to be as motivational, as hopeful as I can be. But let's talk about being you and being yourself. Don't apologize for who you are. Okay, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you like to do. I don't care who you are as a human being. Don't apologize for A, truth, and B, who you are and what you want to be. There's a lot of people in my life personally that never wanted me to be a filmmaker. There's a lot of people that said I can never do it. And then like even after the first film was like, yeah, that's nice, but you'll never do it. And we've compiled how many? 6 different films over the past 5 years. So it's pretty impressive, and I'll brag about it because I think it's impressive. Nobody else really in this area that I'm in has really done that and has really built and expanded upon it. So really don't apologize for who you are, for speaking truth, for speaking whatever. And of course, with this being Hope Speaks, we hope to speak a lot of truth to you guys, pun intended. But we hope for you guys to really appreciate the content we put out. And the people that would come in to speak, the people that come in to speak about different subjects, whether it's whatever field they're in, they could be a musician, they could be an artist, they could be a director, actor, or anybody that we bring in between, preachers, people that are just film fanatics, we welcome to this channel. And that's what we really want to do and we really want to talk about. And on an episode coming up, we have Glory Way coming up. I don't know if you ever heard of Glory Way. Glory Way will be joining us early next week. Hopefully you guys tune in for that. It'll be a blast. It will be a blast, and they're actually performing in Faith Church Drums this weekend. If you're interested in showing up, that's a shout out to the church, and that's a shout out for the group that's coming in as well. So on top of that, between not apologizing for who you are and not apologizing for speaking truth, but I want you, even in your career, we all have different careers. You could be a teacher, you could be a musician. You could be whatever you want to be in not only this country, but in this world. And life has so much to offer. You don't even have to stick to one job. That's how impressive this life actually is. You could be a jack of all trades. You could be trade school. You could be working a trade during the day. You could be dog sitting by night. You could be a star singing in a club, or you could just be, somebody that just wakes up at 6 a.m. to go for a run and is training for a sport. It doesn't matter really what you are. You could be so many different things, and that's what I love about life. That's what I love about this country in general. So without trying to get too American emboldened right there, and too patriotic, there's so many different opportunities that can come in your life. And I do just want to say that I hope that everybody takes advantage of the opportunities that they have. I hope that everybody finds that career that they want to do. And don't do something for the money. Do something because you love it. Truly do something because you love it. That's what I love about films. That's what I love about entertainment. That's what I love about all the arts and crafts of working behind the camera, working in front of the camera. I never thought I would be doing my own podcast to the point where I'd be on a microphone on this end of the camera. I hated doing this. Especially in high school. I hated being on the morning announcements. The only reason I was on the morning announcements was probably because nobody knew the Pledge of Allegiance other than me. That's going to be quite the honor. That is a true story, by the way, in at least 2 different situations. But when it really comes down to just you got to take what you love and just run with it. And sometimes you don't know that you love something until you try it. And that's honestly the truth with this field. And I love every minute of it. And I hope you guys find that in life, that you can do whatever you want to do and love doing it. I want you to wake up every day loving your job. And yeah, there's going to be some days, and I get it. Donnie, you're not going to love your job every day. No, you're not going to love your job every day. There's days where I think twice about things. There's days that I wake up and I'm like, oh, can I really do this? Is this film that I put out, that I wrote, that I produced, is it really worth it? But in the end, I had a conversation with a podcaster the other day, and he was talking about how his videos and his his podcasts don't get a lot of views, and he's been doing it for about 2-3 years now, and he's like, is it worth it? And I will tell you guys the same thing I told him. I was like, listen, you can't do something A, for the money, or B, just because of the views or the likes or the comments. You got to do something that you love. And if you're not doing this for you, then I would stop. But if you love doing this, podcasting, filmmaking, anything else like that, continue to do it. No matter, I would rather spend 100 years failing, 100 years of my life failing in this filmmaking world, but at least saying I tried, compared to somebody that gave up about 5 years in, 10 years in. I'm going to continue to go, and I'm going to continue to do it because I love it. The day I don't love it, it's the day I'm going to retire. And the day I'm not going to pick up a camera anymore is going to be the day that I'm like, I'm not going to write a script anymore. And we fall in and out of things like that, but in all reality, that's really it. So you got to have passion for what you do. So if anything you take away from this podcast, take away that don't apologize for who you are or what you've become. Don't apologize for speaking truth. Don't apologize for the actions that you do if they are with true intent. And again, continue in your career, in your life, to find that career, to find that motivation, to find everything else that you love to do in your life. Make sure that's your number one priority. Make sure you do what you love, and don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the glory. Do it for you. Thank you guys. Tune into the next episode. We have Glory Way coming up next week. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you for listening to this minicast on the Shield of Hope channel.